One of the things that we were talking about yesterday, and it's quite strong with a lot of people, and it's not necessarily a health issue. It could be any sort of, I guess, consideration, any sort of obligation or commitment, or it's just something you have to sort of deal with in order to get to work. So one thing I wanted to say, and I'm coming from it from a health perspective, but you can use it in anything, is I sort of see it as three steps. So there's one is identifying what it is, what's the issue. Two is accepting, and then three is actually considering it in the workplace. So one being identify. Sometimes we hate our jobs, but we change jobs and then we hate our job again, and then we change jobs and we hate our job again. You're catching on. So it's not necessarily the job, and it might be something in a different area of your life. So I am, as a career counsellor, work with the part that's the job, but I always get people to first stop, have a look and see what's causing the grief or the unhappiness or the discontent, or, you know, whatever the feeling is. So is it something in my life, my personal life? Is it something with my body, my health? You know, I don't like sitting, or I don't like standing, or I can't keep up with the outdoor heat, or whatever it might be. Or is it the actual job? So before you even consider changing jobs, I want you to just work out what it is that's causing, and it might be something in all of them. Therefore, you need to address all of them. Okay. You might find that personal life, super happy, all is going well. Health-wise, mental health, physical health, that's okay. It just seems to be coming from the job. Fine. Then it's time to reconsider what your job is. So once you've done that, working out, okay, so perhaps I need someone to, you know, a personal trainer who's going to help me get fitter so that I can, you know, do my job better, or just fitter in general so I feel good about myself, so I'm going to feel better in my workplace, or whatever. Who's your team you're going to include, and getting them on board. Okay, so then the second thing is accept. Now, that is, I sat in denial for many, many, many years. I've had a disability for 18. So accepting that consideration, and that might be the age I am. A lot of my friends are coming into that caring space. So it might be that you have to care for someone, therefore your job has to change because your hours need to be changed. So it's that acceptance of what is, acceptance of where you're up to, acceptance of anything that's going on in your life that you really sort of can't change. So it might be believing that it's true, tolerance of it, having a deeper understanding of what it is and, you know, how it impacts you. But just denial, from my point of view, doesn't help in that space. Yes, Brandon, it's just your job. So you've worked out that you've got that life's good, you're good, but you're not good in the job. Yeah, excellent. So you've defined it down to just have that one thing that you need to be working on. And so that's why you're here. Radically acceptance. Interesting. Radically accepting. So is that, oh, tell me more about that one. So yeah, accepting it with, I guess it's a positive mindset, accepting it to sort of just be open to it and open how you're going to deal with it. Okay, so then the third one is considerations, and in careers that's a big one. So I don't like it to be a limitation, but rather a consideration. So rather than it's I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do, you know, can't. Let's focus on what you can. Keeping in mind the can'ts, because there's no point in setting yourself up in a job that you know, just physically it's not a match, mentally it's not a match, emotionally it's not a match. So looking at as far as considerations, these are just things I'm going to have to consider. It's like considering I need public transport to get to the job. So therefore I've got to get something that's on a bus route. Okay, it's not too emotional to just consider these. So try to remove the emotion and just see it as, okay, it's a consideration. I need to, personally, I need to be doing a job where I'm sitting a lot, not standing, because that shrinks my hours and I wouldn't be able to sustain it. Um, so take into consideration what it is you're dealing with, okay, in the workplace, whether that's health or obligations or whatever it might be, but consider it when you're doing your choices, okay. Just if you've got it listed down, when you think of a new career idea, sort of go back to that and go, oh, hang on, I need to be sitting, I need to have flexible hours, I'll need to be able to, have a day off if I have to, or things like whatever your considerations are. You just have them listed and then you compare that with the jobs that you're looking at. So that's just a little one I wanted to, but acceptance is a really big one in there. So identify what's causing the problem, why you're unhappy, why you're feeling exhausted, and then do something about what you've identified, get your team on board, whether that's GP or psychology or fitness instructor or health or dietitian or career counselor, whatever it might be that's going to support you in making changes to that. And then accepting what is, what are you left with, what's there that you need to consider, and then consider that into your new career choice. Right, I just want to read what Brandon's written here. Accept your circumstances where your mind is clear, you're not thinking about all the things you don't like about your current circumstances, like processing grief. So when your mind is clear about your current circumstances, you know you've accepted it. Excellent. Yeah, and you're not attached to it in a negative way. You're just sort of, it is what it is. Okay, it's like I've got a suitcase with me rather than I've got all this stuff and baggage. It's just clear cut. It's clear in your mind, and then you can just get on with it. Really important. Thanks, Brandon. Really important to sort of get that the positive acceptance space of it. You're going to be able to move forward, and it's important when you're making a career change to do that before you go forward. Okay, so I just wanted to share that.